This was never just a hand, it was a map, a hidden scroll etched into flesh, visible to none, except those heaven marked in secret. You thought it was just a curve near your nail, a strange letter formed in the lines of your palm. But what if I told you that mark is not decoration, it's declaration? Was it a scar, or was it a seal? Was it random, or was it a remnant of royalty pressed into your body before you even understood purpose? Some carry pain in their chest. You carry prophecy in your hands. And by the end of this message, you will know why. Why you felt things no one else could name. Why you dreamed things you could never explain. Why you were always different. Not broken, but branded by destiny. So stay. Because what you are about to hear may explain every unanswered question, every tear in silence, every moment you felt both too much and not enough. Welcome to Chosen One's Sanctuary, where the veiled are unveiled, and the marked are called by name. As it is written in Isaiah 49:16, "See, I have engraved you on the palms of my hands." Heaven didn't forget you, it inscribed you. Now the scroll unseals, and the signs in your own hands will begin to speak. Stay, because the next few moments may unlock everything. The divine signature, the mystery in your hands. There are signs etched not by ink, but by intention. The crescent moon at the base of your nail, the mysterious letter M on your palm, even the rare occurrence of both across your hands. These are not decorations. These are divine inscriptions. The crescent moon is not a trend. It is the symbol of spiritual sight, a hidden alignment with the rhythms of heaven. It speaks of those who move with sacred timing, who feel before others see, who are pulled toward the sky because their soul remembers what the mind forgot. The letter M, it stands for mandate, messenger, mantle. It is the brand of those called to walk in leadership, truth, and unshakable discernment. This mark does not just point to influence, it points to accountability before God. And when both marks appear, the crescent and the M, even doubled, you are looking at a soul formed for convergence. These are the ones who carry heaven in their dreams and deliver heaven on earth. You weren't born random. You were born readable, to those who know what to look for. Now look again at your hands. What have they been holding back? The silence before the storm, the isolation of the marked. Before the world noticed you, heaven hid you, not to punish, but to protect, not to withhold, but to prepare. Those marked by God are often muted by life, misunderstood by family, ignored by crowds, laughed at by those they were sent to help. Moses spent 40 years in obscurity. Joseph was thrown into a pit by his own brothers. David was left with sheep when he had already been anointed king. The pattern is clear. The chosen are concealed before they are revealed. If you felt the ache of invisibility, if you've sat in rooms where your soul screamed but your voice stayed silent, it wasn't abandonment. It was an assignment of silence, because what heaven does in the dark, it reveals in glory. You weren't delayed, you were disguised, and now the disguise is lifting, the fire and the furnace. Why you suffered. So young chosen ones don't just carry calling, they carry cost. That betrayal wasn't random. That heartbreak wasn't punishment. It was prophecy. God did not afflict you, but he allowed the fire to touch you because he knew the fire wouldn't consume you. It would form you. Job lost everything, but his integrity remained. Joseph was lied about, imprisoned, forgotten, but never unseen by God. So why did they leave you? Why were you rejected early? Why did trauma find you before destiny had a name? Because hell saw something on you, and it tried to shatter the vessel before the oil could pour. Your early pain is proof that heaven planted something deep, and hell panicked. There is no prophecy without pressure. There is no anointing without agony. But agony is not the end of the scroll. It is the fire that reveals what will not burn. The danger of dormancy, when the marked refuse the call. Every mark carries meaning, but meaning ignored becomes a weight. When chosen ones deny their alignment, when they choose comfort over calling, a sacred disturbance begins. It starts as restlessness, then anxiety, then emotional suffocation, because a soul that is marked cannot be satisfied with a life that is manufactured. Jonah tried to run, and even the sea rebelled. Prophetic warning: if you ignore the sign will haunt you. If you silence your scroll will weep inside you. God is merciful, but He is also precise. When He marks, He doesn't erase. So if you've been running, stop. The mark didn't fade, and neither did your mandate. Darkness confrontation. Why hell targeted you. Early, let's speak plainly. Hell knew who you were before you did. The enemy doesn't waste strategy on the ordinary. He sends confusion, chaos, and counterfeit love to those who carry keys. Why did the nightmares start young? Why were you drawn to darkness before you even understood light? Why did addiction, fear, shame, or isolation wrap around you like a cloak? Because you were carrying something ancient. Something that threatens systems, patterns, and cycles. This wasn't just spiritual warfare, this was spiritual recognition. Demons saw the scroll before you ever read it, and they attacked the carrier. But what they tried to crush, God chose to consecrate. You survived the war because you were born to win the next one. If this resonates, comment 404 as a prophetic sign you are still listening and receiving. The anointing awakened, realizing your spiritual authority. There is a moment when the flame touches the mark and it awakens. That moment is now. The crescent moon is not just a symbol. It is access to divine timing, dreams that speak, intuition that pierces through lies. You feel what others can't, because you were sent to see what others deny. The M is more than a letter. It is a mantle. You lead not because you asked, but because your presence shifts rooms. You speak truth even when your voice shakes. And those with the double M, you are rare because you were built to bridge. You hold both sword and scroll, vision and discipline, fire and oil. God did not choose you for comfort. He chose you for impact. So stand in it now. Your anointing is not waiting. It is awakening. The scroll unfolds. What you were born to release. You were not born just to observe. You were born to reveal. The mark on your hand is connected to the scroll in your spirit, and that scroll is starting to unseal. The way you move through the world, the people who are drawn to you, the things that disturb your spirit, all of it is evidence. Evidence that heaven didn't send you to exist. It sent you to echo something sacred. Esther didn't know her beauty was for a nation until the moment came. Gideon didn't know his fear would birth deliverance until the angel spoke. Now the moment has come for you, and the scroll is whispering, "Read me, live me, release me." The global alignment. You are not the only one you thought you were alone. But isolation was only the illusion before the revelation. Across the world, others are waking up. Others are staring at the same marks. Others are hearing the same whispers, dreaming the same symbols, feeling the same pull. You are not just a chosen one. You are part of a remnant, a hidden body scattered across generations and nations, now rising as one. Here in Chosen One Sanctuary, you are not found. You are recognized, and as you recognize others, your own identity begins to sharpen. The Echo Assignment. It was never just about you. You weren't marked just to feel special. You were marked to carry something eternal. The Eam is not about me. It's about movement. The Crescent isn't about mystery. It's about message. You are not a monument. You are a messenger. God placed something in you that must move beyond you, into your city, your family, your generation, your voice, your presence, your obedience. It is a ripple in eternity. What you've survived, what you've carried, what you've hidden, will become what you release. Let your scroll speak. Let your life echo. Let the mark move. You thought the signs were just skin deep, but heaven never marks the surface. It marks the soul, the crescent, the M, the double seal. These were never accidents. They were assignments in disguise, not proof of status, but prophecy in silence. Here is the final truth. You weren't overlooked. You were over-prepared. Because what you carry is heavier than what tried to break you. You are not at the edge of confusion. You are at the threshold of commission. So rise, not as who the world remembers, but as who heaven always knew. You have been marked. You have been refined. Now, you are being sent. If this word confirmed the echo in your soul, comment 777 below. Let heaven and earth bear witness. Which mark do you carry? What part pierced through the noise and stirred your spirit? And if you know, deep in your bones, that you are part of this divine uprising, stay with us. Subscribe now to Chosen One Sanctuary, the place where scrolls awaken and the hidden are revealed. You are not alone. You are the next echo.